The peaceful transfer of presidential power from one administration to the next is a hallmark of American democracy. This transition, both peaceful and symbolic of continually and change, continues to amaze the world and represents the best of American democracy. But President Donald Trump is going to be breaking from that tradition. What are we going to do? We're going to talk about this today. My name is Hakeem Brown, and this is Pop City Culture.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
Hey, everybody, what's up? We got a good show today. Man, I can't believe that, the President Trump is going to break from tradition, man. In case you guys don't know, I'm sure you do because we like the hottest podcast around the world internationally. My name is Hakeem Brown, and this is Pop City Culture. So we're going to be talking about White House traditions and transitions that are being broken today in the United States of America. I'm going to hand the baton over to my brother, Hakeem. Here you go.
Thank you, Reggie. So, that's right. So the White House traditions and transition is being broken by our president, Donald Trump of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to tell you, though, it has been a very long road.
Very long road.
For the president. I'm going to have to weigh in and say he had it rough before he even took office. I mean, people were just on his back, left and right. He was never really accepted into the good old boys club, and I don't think he felt accepted. So seemed like he was always on the attack. So, I mean, can we expect anything less? I mean, did we really think the president was going to be nice in the end, I guess, if that's what you want to say it, and keep to this kind of tradition?
Man, I really don't know because,
to be honest with you,
I'm be honest, he didn't break tradition.
I don't think this is anything out of the norm, but we do know from our other shows, people have broken from tradition in the past, but this is about our president.
Sure is about our president.
What say you, Reggie? What say you?
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think President Trump should be breaking from any kind of tradition because he's the leader and he should be showing us that traditions really matter. I mean, I think it's sort of cold myself, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I want to say the activities that surround the presidential transitions are remarkable.
Have been in the past.
When a new president has just 2 months to plan a new administration and the inaugural day begins, to move the first family into the White House, I mean, that's an extraordinary, exciting day. To go from, he wasn't really a regular citizen. He was already the vice president.
You must be talking about Biden.
But to go from that back to the White House, he's actually going back to the White House. So, I mean, he's been in the White House, but even still for his family, I mean, it's really exciting. So, after being sworn in as president and saying goodbye and thanking your family and friends, that's what the old president would do. Then the pressure of the new job and settling into a new home and office and environment begins. Now that's what and it's exciting and a challenging period for everybody concerned because everybody, the president and the new president, they're going to be starting a brand new life. One's going to be going back to sort of their old life, but with, Secret Service and guards. They're going to be protected the rest of their life. And they're going to be taken care of because nobody wants any of our past presidents to be in harm's way. And the new president, his life's going to change because he's got a different kind of role and responsibility, which is something, it's just to be expected. It's just part of the job now. Inaugural day is also moving day. You know what I mean, Reggie?
I know exactly what you mean. You got to move all your stuff. The old president, he going to be moving his stuff out. The new president, he going to be moving his stuff in. So it's going to be a busy day for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Now, in view of the frantic nature of many election campaigns, it's amazing that there's never been an interruption in the lawful exchange of residents at 1600 Pennsylvania Ave. I mean, the Clintons' moving van arrived at the White House from Little Rock January 20th, 1993.
Say what?
You know, so when they moved in, I mean, it was pretty peaceful. They had it pretty organized, like everybody else does. I mean, this thing's down to like the minute.
Well,
you know?
I mean, you got to be organized. I mean, that's a whole lot of not only responsibility, but a lot of stuff, man. You're going to be there for 4 years, man.
Yep. Now, the permanent White House staff serves the president and first family. I mean, on Inauguration Day, White House workers say goodbye to the outgoing family, which will be
They sure
President Trump and his family, a few hours before welcoming the new residents.
And they're gonna be a whole lot of drama, I bet. A whole lot of drama.
Yep, and on their final day in the White House, January 20th, 1961, President and Miss Eisenhower exchanged farewells with members of the staff. Now, that was something, that.
Yeah, that's something.
If you
that
could see
sounds
this
good.
picture, it's an awesome picture because
Really
it shows
good picture.
everybody's
I-
working
I
together.
love it, man.
And that's usually what you want. Nobody wants anybody not working together because, this is the United States of America.
That's right. Everybody in the United States gotta work together, man. We in this together. It's like the melting pot of the world.
Now, to help ease the transitions of moving into the White
I'm
House,
getting tired. You cutting me off.
the incumbent First Lady. Now, listen to this. I'm going to read this to you.
Go on, I'm listening.
The incumbent First Lady traditionally invites the spouse of the president-elect to tour the president's private quarters in preparation. Now, you know what? This is something that's really good. And it's happened in the past. For example, in preparation for the Nixon family's move into the White House, Lady Bird Johnson reviewed floor plans with the incoming president, First Lady Pat Nixon, and Chief Usher JB, West Wing in the Sitting Hall in November 1968. So, this is really cool, especially when you have pictures.
Yep, got a lot of pictures. These pictures are astounding, man. I love looking at the pictures. They look like they're getting along together, You know what I'm saying?
And pictures are really good because they're historical values. It captures a moment in time, and it does help with the traditions. Now, I'm looking at pictures of Miss Laura Bush and Michelle Obama. They sit in a private residence of the White House.
That's a good picture. That's a good picture.
And they were sitting there on Monday. In this picture, it says November 10th, 2008, after
Classy
President-elect
women. Those
and Miss
classy.
Obama arrived for a visit. So, usually there's a good transition. They're very friendly. And it's really good. I'm really glad when I see pictures of all the past presidents. They all get together and they, and they talk and they're very friendly and they seem like they're genuinely friends.
Homeboys, man.
I just hope in the future, whatever damage has been done, on both sides. It's a very damaged and toxic society right now with the Republicans and Democrats, but I truly hope they can get their act together and all the past presidents can embrace Donald Trump, and that goes vice versa. I hope Donald Trump can embrace them as well because it's a two-way street. You got to have two people willing to meet halfway and put the past behind them, because they are the world leaders of the United States, and as world leaders, they have to set an example. So here are some customary things Trump did not do leading up to Biden's inauguration.
Oh, man, I gotta hear this.
So former President Donald Trump, he exits from office reflected much of his tenure. It was unprecedented. So, when he leaves, he's that's it. Typically, sitting presidents do symbolic things such as hosting their successor at the White House, attending the inauguration,
Yep.
and the incoming president, and much more.
Yep.
To signify a peaceful transition. Unfortunately, I don't have what the much more is. I've been looking everywhere. What is the much more?
Man, I don't know what the much more is either, man. And I don't like it when people always say much more, but then they don't give the details. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody needs to know what the much more is because I'm sure there's other things they do. Maybe they play golf or
Make cookies.
have a beer together or, watch a movie or just talk and hang out, maybe a cookout or something. They have their pets play together, but I'm not sure what this much more is. However, as Trump railed the erroneous, insisting until nearly the last days of the election and was fraudulent, that's what he was saying. He was saying it was stolen from, he snubbed many of the traditions. And And here's some of the traditions that he broke leading up into President Joe Biden's first day. And so to the tradition that he kept
Man, I really got to hear what this is.
is leaving a letter for his successor. He's going to leave that letter, which is good. Because every president needs a letter of positivity.
Well, I bet you Trump's going to be like giving him a piece of his mind, like some bad words and stuff. Man, I know
Okay,
Trump,
Reggie. That letter is supposed to be like a positive letter. You don't go swearing or anything in that letter. You don't.
Man, so say you.
Spread your beef out. It's a positive letter, and I was really glad when President Bush left a letter for President Obama. It was a very heartfelt letter, and it was really, really good. And when President Obama left a letter for President Trump, and that was really cool. I really liked that. I love seeing stuff like that. So, anyways, where was I before Reggie interrupted me? I hate it when Reggie interrupts me.
Man, I didn't interrupt you. I was just saying something.
Yes, Reggie, you interrupt me a lot. So, and I don't like that because, you like...
Man, whatever, man.
I lose my concentration. Anyways.
You lose your concentration anyways.
President Trump enshrined most of the traditional roles a president fills for the inauguration of his successor, except one. So, yeah, he left a letter. And Biden says Trump wrote him a very generous letter before he left the White House. Presidents usually have a note of congratulations and support behind the Oval Office.
And man, like I said, they should, because being president's a tough job. Trump should be doing something positive.
Some are questioning whether Trump would do so, given his hesitance to even acknowledge Biden's victory. So, anyways, in these traditions that were broken, inviting the election victor to the White House, that's something President Trump, I think, he didn't do.
Man, he should have invited him, man. That's just a welcoming thing. That's just nice.
Typically
decent.
The sitting president invites their successor to the White House, but Trump did not invite Biden to the White House for a meeting after Biden was declared the winner.
I would say it ain't so, but we know it's so go on.
Of November presidential election. Trump didn't even acknowledge he lost the election until January 7th. Now, that was like a day after all those riots happened. We talked about that in one of our episodes in one of the last two. So as he faced mountains of criticisms, for handling the violence and that erupted the day earlier to the Capitol, of course, he had a sort of safe face. So the tradition aimed at highlighting the peaceful transfer of power and involving discussions of handoff of the White House wasn't really done the way it should have been. So, President Barack Obama, like I said, met with President-elect Trump just 2 days after the election. President George W. Bush showed Obama the Oval Office less than a week after the election day of 2008. Now, I know, during that election, it looked like there was a little bit of bitterness, but of course they both showed high class, if you ask me.
And mutual respect, man.
It was really cool.
Them my boys on both sides.
That they both worked everything out, and they ended up talking and saying they have to think about the country.
That's right, think about the country, man, and not themselves.
The other tradition is the outgoing First Lady Melania Trump did not carry out one last First Lady's duty by inviting the First Lady Jill Biden to tea.
Say what? Man, you gotta say it ain't so,
And a tour of the White House family quarters. Now that's sort of cold.
Man, that is sort of cold because, if the husbands are beefing, then that's between the husband, not the
but,
wives.
I don't see why she wouldn't do that. What do you think, Reggie?
Well, I guess, she ain't doing it because she's sticking by the husband. She don't want to make the husband look bad and lose face, you know what I'm saying? But, in my opinion, hey, she still should have had that tea because, if they beefing, if the husband's beefing, that's between the husbands and not the wives. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. So,
I know you're going to have to agree with that because I'm right,
Melania Trump and Jill Biden, no tea and tour at White House, breaking a long-standing tradition.
Not good.
So she failed to do so before she and Trump left for Florida, making the snub the first deliberate break in 100 100-year-old First Lady transfer of power traditions in decades.
Breaking traditions, man. I'm telling you, I just don't like that. She should have had the tea, man.
You know, in modern history, there's always been an invitation that goes back to at least Bess Truman and Mamie Eisenhower in 1952. The first women, they would grace each other's presence, and they were happy to do that, because, that's what they did. Anyways, they're breaking away from the ride to the White House to the Capitol, to the pre-inauguration ceremony and meeting. Now, usually you escort them, and usually you want to, I don't know. This is such toxic times, and it's so unfortunate that a lot of these traditions are being broken.
Have to agree.
What say you, Reggie?
Man, traditions should be upheld by everybody, man. And it is terrible, man, that these guys can't act like grown adults. They act like little kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's the thing. Before Trump's 2017 presidential swearing in, he and Melania met with the Obamas at the White House for his pre-inauguration coffee ceremony. However, Trump broke these traditions this year. I mean, see, that's the thing. President Obama invited him, and I know there was a lot of bitterness there, but he invited him there. And the fact that Trump didn't do it, that really does break my heart.
Yeah, and not only breaks your heart, man, but that's just cold, because if Obama can suck it up, he can too.
So anyways, instead of Trump's and the Bidens were likely greeted by the White House chief usher Timothy Harleth. The Biden administration later, I'm going to get into that in a later episode. Anyways, attending the inauguration of the successor, by skipping Biden's inauguration, Trump broke with 152 years of White House traditions. A president hasn't refused to attend the inauguration of his successor in 152 years. Donald Trump will change that.
He's going to change a lot of things, man. The way a lot of people see things and traditions.
Trump became the first outgoing president to refuse to attend the inauguration of his successor since 1869, when President Andrew Johnson stayed in the White House as Ulysses S. Grant was sworn in as the 18th president. Now, in lieu of attending the inauguration, Trump addressed the supporters. Well, he will address them in a farewell ceremony. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Breaking from tradition, it's sort of tough, because in America, we have traditions, and people like to see all these traditions, and I don't know how America is going to heal if our leaders act like this.
I don't know how America is going to heal either, because we need leadership. We need real leaders, and that is the bottom line.
Yeah. Traditions are really good, especially. I mean, come on. Especially when the president gets sworn in. Everybody likes to see all the past presidents there, because if somebody's not there, it looks like there's like some anger and bitterness, and just toxic times. But in any case, I mean, I don't know. I would like to say it is what it is, but. Anyways, that's going to bring us to what, Reggie?
To the famous words of wisdom that you like to throw in there at the end of our show. So I want to thank you for this episode, and take it away now.
It is nice to have traditions. Traditions are something that we do in a positive way. Of course, I'm talking about positive traditions. We have family traditions when everyone gets together and celebrates. We have birthday traditions and wedding traditions. Traditions we do like class reunions. But we, in this episode, we're talking about traditions of the highest office held in the United States of America. This is about the presidential traditions. These are the important traditions that have been rippled down through the ages of time with our elected presidents. It is a shame when important traditions are not kept and broken, not because of illness or the loss of a family member, but out of bitterness. Yes, President Trump lost the election, but does he have to break from traditions of what presidents have done in the past? No, he does not. Unfortunately, he will be remembered for many things, positive and negative. But when it comes to breaking this White House tradition of inviting the next president to the White House and not wanting to go to the inauguration, this is something that he has done by choice. It is unfortunate because in a time of tradition, it does hurt everyone. We need to look towards our leaders as role models for a better future. I'm a child, but this breaking of tradition I will remember for a long time. And it really does hurt, not just me, but this great country we call the United States of America.
I want to thank you for those words of wisdom. That was very insightful. So now that's going to bring us to the end of our show. I want to thank you for joining us here. And we'll be back again.
Yeah, that's right. I want to thank you as well, too, for making us one of the most popular podcasts around the world.
That's right, no doubt.
Internationally. Mm-hmm. And that being said, it is time to say goodbye. So, as I always say, I want you, everybody out there, to be kind and affectionate to one another. And remember who you are. Peace.
Trump breaking from tradition. Man, can you imagine if he had a went? There would have been a whole lot of drama. Man, a whole lot of drama. No doubt.